within this section here, Object Manager and Lightning App Builder. We are still covering the third module, which is Lightning Experience Customization. So we've done the first one, set up your org. Now we're on to the second one, create and customize Lightning apps. So the learning objectives here are, we need to be able to describe the benefits of Lightning apps. We need to be able to create a Lightning app with custom branding. List 2 best practices for planning Lightning apps for your org. Right? So the question is, what is a Lightning app? Right? An app is a collection of items that work together to serve a particular function. Right? In Lightning Experience, Lightning apps give users access to a set of objects, tabs, and other items, all in one convenient bundle in the navigation bar. But you'll see what all of this means as we proceed. Okay. And you might ask yourself, what is Lightning Experience? Okay, because they keep mentioning in Lightning Experience. So Salesforce is now in its upgraded version, right? In terms of how it looks. So initially there was the initial look of Salesforce. It was suiting for the early days, right, of the web, where things looked a bit old, right? And that first look of Salesforce is called Salesforce Classic, right? But they revamped the whole look and feel of Salesforce, and it was called, the new look was now called Lightning Experience, right? The revamp is more than just how it looks, but also performance, right? So yeah, Lightning Experience is more performant, right? It looks much more modern than Salesforce Classic. Yeah. Let's continue. Lightning apps let you brand your apps with custom color and logo. You can even include a utility bar and Lightning page tabs in your Lightning app. Members of your org can work more efficiently by easily switching between apps. What's most important to sales reps, accounts, events, and functions, right? How about sales managers? What's important to them is reports and dashboards, right? So we create that serve a specific type of user, right, and make it easy for that type of user to actually get what is relevant for them, right? That's what this example here is trying to say. So let's jump into the details. Each Lightning app has a navigation bar at the top of the page, letting your users find what they need. Using item names for easy recognition. So everything, this is the navigation bar, by the way. So everything that you need as a user, you should be able to see up here, right? In terms of the objects. Yeah. Complete actions and access recent records and lists with a single click. So inside of these objects, you can access lists and recently accessed lists, right? Yeah, it's all about data, right? So Salesforce is all about data, and that's the primary thing that you find in your apps. Okay, a list of all the objects which carry the data that you use from day to day. Navigation bar also allows you to personalize. With the Lightning app, also allows you to personalize the navigation bar to suit the unique way that you work. And so you'll see that you can rearrange these objects. You can also remove some, add some. So that's what they mean there. Think of the navigation bar as a set of items and functionality. It's always there, but the items within it can change based on the app that you're using. Okay. So the difference between most apps will be in um, the set of tabs that you find in there, the home page, the home page will carry a different set of dashboards and whatnot. Okay. And we'll see all of this as we move along. The app name displays on the left side of the navigation bar, and custom colors and branding make each app unique and easy to identify. So as you can see, there's the name of the app. So we're on the sales app, right? It's here, and have the objects and access other items and apps by clicking the app launcher icon. So the app launcher icon is this icon up here, just next to the app name, which um, which is sort of the menu bar where you can access other apps from. Okay, so from the sales app, you can move into another app just by clicking on the app launcher icon. The users can create records and access recent records and lists directly from the navigation bar for items like opportunities. Right, so, um, yeah, you have your objects there, and you can click on an object to access the list of records that are in this object. All right, and all of that is accessible from the navigation bar. So what things can you put in a Lightning app? Right. You can put most standard objects, including the home tab and the main chapter feed, groups and people. Right. These go where they go in the navigation bar. Remember, navigation bar is more of the main container for an app. And so you can include bar, you can include your Orgs custom objects, you can include Visual Force pages or tabs, rather. You can include Lightning component tabs. You can include Canvas apps via Visual Force tabs. You can include web tabs. I think we've gone through what is Lightning components are, but if it's unclear, this is something that you can go search. Yeah, what Visual Force is, what Lightning components are, but they're basically, in short, Visual Force is a framework, a front-end framework that Salesforce used in its early days. Okay, um, I think that's the framework that was used to create the classic Salesforce Classic, right? Um, this framework did not necessarily adhere to the web standards, and there was another framework called Aura that um, replaced Visual Force, not replaced, but came after Visual Force. Um, these are front-end frameworks, by the way. And the recent framework is Lightning Web Components, right? And that's the framework that adheres to the web standards, and it's you can use it in conjunction with many other common front-end frameworks. Okay. Yeah. So these are the things that you can include in a Lightning app. Yeah. You can even include Lightning page tabs and utilities like Lightning Voice. So these are new things, right? Or to me rather, like Lightning Voice, um, Lightning page tabs. Okay, so if your org uses utility features, you can enable utility bar. You can enable a utility bar in your app that allows instant access to productivity tools like integrated voice in Lightning Experience footer, in the Lightning Experience footer. Okay. So yeah, the utility bar is something that you'll see when we are customizing or creating a custom app. You can build your own on-demand apps by grouping items into new custom tabs, new custom apps, right? To switch between apps, users can use the app launcher, like which you just showed you. This makes it easy for users to switch context and still have access to the items, objects, and pages they need the most. Yeah. So this is an expanded app launch. Get to see all of the apps that you can access. The Lightning Experience App Manager. Okay. So this is where we create custom apps, right, in the App Manager. All right. The App Manager is a go-to place for managing apps for Lightning Experience. It shows all your connected apps and Salesforce apps. All right. It's a word that you'll see very often. A connected app is an app that connects Salesforce with another system. That's the basic definition I can give to you, right? It's an app that connects your Salesforce org to an external system. And then the Salesforce apps would be the apps that you create locally in Salesforce and they operate with data that lives locally in Salesforce. Yeah. The App Manager in Lightning Experience 2 to view all your Salesforce apps, to create Lightning apps or connected apps, to see which apps are visible in Lightning Experience, to easily manage apps. Yeah. So what's the visible in Lightning column about? So they're talking about this column here, right, which tells you whether an app is visible in Lightning Experience or not. Right. Remember, we said that there's two versions of Salesforce, Classic and Lightning. Right. So tab here or column here will tell you if a specific app is visible within Lightning Experience, which is the one that we use um, in recent times. Okay. So basically, that's what they're saying here. They're telling you that there's apps that are not visible in Lightning Experience because they were built for Salesforce Classic. And then also there are apps that were built for Salesforce Classic but are made visible in Lightning Experience. Okay, but they don't take advantage of the modern features of Lightning Experience. Okay, they don't they don't really take advantage of how Lightning Experience is as opposed to Salesforce Classic. But they may look modern, but they don't take advantage. Okay, creating a Lightning app. So this would be the process for creating a Lightning app. So let's follow through. Okay. Let's just read this top part here. It says creating and editing a Lightning app is a kinch. Yeah, that's if I'm pronouncing this word correctly. As Ursa Major Solar's admin, Maria needs an app that puts everything about customer energy assessments at her consultant's fingertips. Let's dive in and try it out. In a few simple steps, you can give an app a name, set its primary color, upload a logo, specify which items appear in the app's navigation bar, and assign the app to user profiles. Okay, so we're going to do just that. So first step is we're going to enter app, and then you can search for the app manager rather in the setup menu, and then we're going to give that app a name. We're going to give it a description. We are going to add logo to the app. We're going to choose the app's primary color. We're going to select this option here that says all theme options, app options, and utility items. So we are going to add a utility bar to this particular app. Navigation items, that's where we're going to select what tabs we want to see in the navigation bar. And then we're going to assign the app to a profile. Right, let's do all of that. Right. So I guess I have to because for some reason I closed my hands on this. Let's launch this one. Okay. As admins, we work in the setup menu. We are looking for the app builder, app manager rather. So we're going to click on app manager here. And we want to create a new Lightning app. There's an option to create a connected app, which is meant for a different purpose, right? And as you can see, there is this column here about visible in Lightning experience. That's the column that we just discussed now. Create a new Lightning app. Then we need to add the details as per the instructions. So So the app name is Energy Consultations. Just gonna copy the name, paste it there, developer name, just leave it as default as that. And description, just gonna copy and paste the description. Image, the image must be 5 MB. There's some sort of dimensions that we have for pictures. I don't think I'm going to add a picture. Then we're going to select the primary color. So let's see, they have given us a primary color there. This is going to be sort of the overriding color. I'm just going to carry some sort of theme into your org. So I'm just going to paste that color there. Then I'm going to select the org theme options checkbox. Use the app's image and color instead of the org's custom theme. Okay, so this color here will override the theme in the app, all right? Because there's an app, an org theme, but now we want to apply a theme at an app level, right? To get more options, navigation items. Okay, so the app options and utility items leave as is. So we are going to use options as they are. Support form vectors, summarization features. We're going to leave this. We are not going to add a utility bar, so we leave as is. And then we are going to select our navigation items. So let's look at what we have. Add these items in this order: home, chatter, groups, energy audits, accounts. So I remember things in sets of 3 or 4. So I'm going to remember the first 4: home, chatter, groups, energy audits. Let's try to add those. There's more than one home here. In one, right? Okay. That was too long of a So I need to now come back and look. Chatter groups energy audits. Okay, let's come back. That this is going to be oops. Search for groups. So search for energy audits. And let's grab the next batch. Accounts, contacts, products, tasks. Accounts, contacts, products, tasks. Right. Text. That's tasks. I think I did much better this time. See, do I have everything? Yes, I do. And then moving to assign this app to the system admin profile only. Yeah, have everything in our navigation bar, and we're just going to assign this to the system admin. So I'm going to save and finish. Finally, we have our app, but now where do we access this app? Because we did create an app. It has its own set of, has its own theme, its own set of navigation items. So where do we access that app? Right. Let's come back here. Let's refresh. So this is the front end. Remember, the setup menu is, we consider it as the admin's back end, right? And this is the front end where users will be working, right? And in order to um, access an app that is being created, currently we are on the sales app, and this is its navigation bar, right? In order to access the app that we just created, which is called, what's it called? Energy audits, energy consultations. There's the app that we just created. Search for it in the app launcher, and voila, you can already see that the theme is different, right? Even the navigation items are different from the the, the main org. The main org, yeah, cool. That's what we have done there. Didn't have a custom um, logo, right? So they gave us this they gave us this logo, I guess. Right. Yeah, we've created our first custom app, right? And then what comes next is tips for creating apps in Lightning Experience. So it's time for the fun part, deciding how to set up Lightning apps for your users. Here are some tips for planning Lightning apps for your org. Talk to users. Ask them what their priorities are. Customizing tabs in apps gives you a unique opportunity to engage with your users. Each group of users has its own priorities. Find out which objects and items represent their highest priorities. Okay, so ask users to post feedback to a chatter group, publish polls, schedule lunch sessions. Everyone likes free lunch, and nearly everybody is happy to express their opinion. Right, so here they just say engage with your users, find out what they need, right, so that you can create an app that serves their need. Okay, create a master list of objects that everyone in your org wants. Then trim down that list for each group, like sales reps, sales managers, execs, and so on. So you have a master list of all the objects, right? And then you trim them down. So you say these ones are being used by this group of people, these ones are being used by this group of people, so that you can create custom experiences. The menus for each user group share some common objects. So there will be overlaps in these groups, right? The sales reps and the sales managers and the execs, they will share some common objects, okay? Like your home task to feed. Keep the high priority items for each group at the top. So you also need to prioritize in terms of which objects are being used frequently by this group, right? Then you keep those objects at the top, all right? And the low priority items, keep them at the bottom or remove them altogether. Users can always go to the app launcher to get to the items that they use less often. Yeah. So I guess here this is a knowledge check quiz. Let's see if we're gonna pass it from the get-go. So I guess passing this means that we would have achieved the objectives of this unit. Right. So the first question is what's a key benefit or benefits of Lightning apps for your users? What are the key benefits of Lightning apps for your users? A, users can create records and access recent records and lists directly from the navigation bar. This I can say for a fact is true. It's easy to switch contexts with the app launcher. This I can also say is true. Lightning apps give users access to items, objects, and pages they need the most. This I can also say is true. So I guess all of the above would be the correct one. Okay. What can you include in a Lightning app? Eh? Trailhead modules, no, never come across this in this unit. Custom sound effects and flashing text, no, never come across this in this unit. Web tabs, standard and custom objects, and utility features like Lightning Voice, yes. So these you have come across. All of the above, no, can't include those two. So the answer would be C. Okay. What is a good way to optimize an app for your users? What is a good way to optimize an app for your users? Okay. Brand the app with an animated GIF and neon colors to get their attention. No. Put the highest priority objects and tabs first in the navigation menu. Yes. Right. This is something that we just read up now. Um, a sad trombone sound effect that plays for every error was no. Add every object in the org to the navigation menu now. That would defeat the purpose of customized experience. Right? So the correct one that I would go for is B. Check. Yeah, passed. All right. So that marks the end of this session. See you in the next session.